Hello. Sorry I couldn't be there to join you in person, but I decided because of the fact that this is an e-learning or remote learning sort of a thing, I wouldn't let my illness stop me from still doing this segment. So hello. Um, Hopefully Ashley has by now. By the way, just bear with me a bit because I'm doing this all in one take, so I may well make the odd mistake here or there or get myself into a verbal tangle, but please bear with me. Hopefully Ashley's had a chance to pass you out this assessment question. I took this from a Year 10 Surds assessment I've recently done. Could you take 2 minutes or so to have a go at this question, please? You may want to make sure that perhaps there's one person on each table who has a familiarity with sort of higher topic, GCSE higher topics. But other than that, yeah, I'll give you about 2 minutes to have a go at this question. Thanks. One minute left. Thirty seconds. 10 seconds or so. Right, pens down. Okay, thank you very much. Don't worry if you found that tricky. It's not a that's sort of part of the idea that it may be something a bit tricky for you to have a go at. What I'd like now, I don't know if Ashley's handed them out yet, but if you could have a look at this correct demonstrate improvement next steps sheet, please. If everyone could have one of these in front of them. Now, firstly, I mean, in a class, I would just take that assessment in and mark it purely summatively and not formatively at all. The idea being that I would then use a video to provide that formative element and help them to correct it and move on. So, I mean, the answer, which if any of you got, which let's hope that you did, is root 3 minus 1 meters, because the question was in meters, squared. So that would be my answer. But I'm going to talk you through the solution, and now bear in mind that I would be doing this as a video for the kids to look back at home. I want you, particularly if you didn't get this right, to pay really careful attention and to correct your work, so that you can then have a go at the demonstrate improvement question using what you've what you've then learned from the correction here. So, firstly, it's an area of a rectangle. So an area of a rectangle, I'm just going to sort of indicate that here, of equals of area of a rectangle, as we all know, is length times width. So it is my length here 1 plus root 3 times by my width here 2 minus root 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two ways in which I can multiply those things together. I'm going to put that in brackets, 1 plus root 3, to show that I'm looking at all of that and I'm multiplying it by all of this side. So that's 2 minus root 3. Now I'm going to show you a grid method of multiplying this out, and then I'll show you the FOIL method, which I think some of you may know. But let's have a look. So I'm going to firstly just put a couple of lines in to create my grid, and down this side I'm going to put each term here. So I'm going to put 1 and root 3, and along the top here I'm going to put 2 and minus root 3. And the idea of this grid is that it helps me to multiply each term out with each other one, because I need to multiply each of these terms by each of these ones. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 lot of minus root 3 is just minus root 3. 2 lots of root 3 is just 2 lots of root 3. And my last bit, minus root 3 times by root 3. Okay, so the square root of 3 is just the number which, when multiplied by itself, gives me the answer 3. So a root 3 times a root 3 would give me the answer 3. But I've got a minus root 3 multiplied by root 3. So instead of my answer 3, I'm going to have minus 3 here. So what I now need to do is I need to collect these terms together. So I'm going to collect the number parts and my surd parts together. So I've got 2 minus 3, so I've got 2 and then take away 3, and I've got minus root 3, and then I've got plus 2 lots of root 3. And I can see that this is 2 minus 3, which is minus 1, which equals minus 1, and then minus root 3 plus 2 lots of root 3 gives me plus a root 3. So minus 1 plus root 3, which is the same as root 3 minus 1 meters squared. So that's a grid method for working this out. I'm going to show you quickly the FOIL method. So FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. So if I multiply again 1 plus root 3 by 2 minus root 3, I'm going to do my first, first. So 1 times 2 is 2. Now my outer, 1 times minus root 3 is minus root 3. My inner, root 3 times 2 is plus 2 lots of root 3. And my last, root 3 times minus root 3, we saw again that was minus 3. So I collect my terms again. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus root 3 plus 2 lots of root 3 is plus root 3, which is equal to my answer, root 3 minus 1 meters squared. So that's the correction there that I would produce in a video for the kids to have a look at, particularly if they didn't get this question right. The next thing to try to do is then to demonstrate improvement. So for them to have a go at the next question here. Now, I wouldn't be providing the answer to this, because I would be checking the assessment. I'll be checking this when I get it back in to make sure that they've made that improvement. If you got this one straight away, so if a student got this one straight away, they could have a go at, and bear with me while I just zoom out a little bit, they could have a go at the next steps question. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys, let's say 4 minutes, 3 minutes, to have a go. I'll make it 3 minutes to have a go at either, if you struggled with this, to demonstrate the improvement by using this correction to complete this, or having a go at the next steps question, and we'll have a look at in 3 minutes at any improvements that have been made, or where we go from there. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes now. Off you go. Okay, 1 minute left. "30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. And pens down, thank you. Okay. So, I mean, I wouldn't provide the answer to this question, but I will do for you guys. So, what would the answer be? If I use the FOIL method to work it out, I've got 3 plus root 5 multiplied by 5 minus root 5. First, 3 times 5 is 15. Outer, 3 times minus root 5 is minus 3 lots of root 5. Inner, 5 times root 5 is plus 5 lots of root 5. And last, root 5 times minus root 5 is minus 5. If I collect these bits together, 15 take away 5 gives me 10. Minus 3 lots of root 5 plus 5 lots of root 5 gives me plus 2 lots of root 5. So well done if you got that. And don't forget, meters squared. Okay, so again, this next steps one I probably would give a solution to because it's pushing them on, and I think that would be helpful to give a solution to it. So we'll do that as well, and I'll try to keep this within about 16 minutes if I can. So that's another minute and a half I've got to go through this. Root 3 plus 9. So, and I'm going to multiply that by 3 minus root 3 because I want the whole area of the original card. So that is root 3 plus 9. I'll use a FOIL method. You can use either method. 3 minus root 3. So root 3 times by 3, that's 3 lots of root 3. That's my first. Outer, root 3 times minus root 3, we saw that that was minus 3. Inner, 9 times 3, that's plus 27. And last, 9 times minus root 3, that's minus 9 lots of root 3. So if I collect these all together, minus 3 plus 27 is 24. And 3 root 3 minus 9 lots of root 3 is minus 6 lots of root 3. Now, the question says that the card has a hole cut out with an area of 8 minus 2 root 3 centimeters squared. So this is centimeters squared. That's my area of the whole card. Now, the area of my hole there, I can see has a direct is just a proportion of this. In fact, if I multiplied 8 minus 2 lots of root 3 by 3, I would get 24 minus 6 lots of root 3. So it looks like a ratio of my smaller one 1 to 3, which it is for the cutout area to the whole card. But you've got to be careful because it's the cutout area to the remaining area of the card. Now the remaining area of the card, if it starts off with 24 minus 6 lots of root 3, and it's taking away the cutout area, so it's taking away 8 minus 2 lots of root 3. My answer is 16. Take away, this is taking away a negative, so it's the same as adding 2 lots of root 3. So if I add 2 lots of root 3 to minus 6, I get minus 4 lots of root 3. So I can now see if my cutout area is 8 minus 2 lots, 8 minus 2 lots of root 3, and my my remaining area of card is 16 minus 4 lots of root 3, I can see that the ratio, the cutout area to the remaining area, is a ratio of 1 to 2. So well done, any of you who got that. A ratio of 1 to 2. I'm just bringing in some other parts of maths and just making it a little bit more problem solving So that's 17.5 minutes for my segment, and bang on between 15 and 20. Thank you very much for listening, and sorry I couldn't be there. Thanks again.